excited about today. You know, we've got such an opportunity with the brand to really move things along. I hope these guys have really got a grasp of the brief that we gave to them a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to do a good job because they did V-Light, Iron Mask, so they've done a pretty good job so far. I think they're going to deliver something that could be changing for this brand. Morning.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Morning, Ian. How are you? All right?
So,
how's the squashing? Still got dodgy knee?
You know that I have to let you win as the client.
Yeah, that whole chestnut.
Yes. We've reached a bit of an impasse, but it's probably a blessing in disguise. One of our biggest competitors has come out with a line basically the same.
What's inside counts.
Yeah. What's inside counts. So we've got to accept the fact that someone else out there's got it in direct competition with us.
What we realise, although what's inside counts is out, we've stumbled across something that we know is so right.
That was like a sort of a eureka moment when we all sort of suddenly looked at it, and it made us feel all good because it seems to work on so many levels. So the question now then is reprioritising.
Duncan's keen on bringing values and rolling this up as one massive brand proposition.
So let's start developing, interrogating Inspired by Life in a lot more detail.
The purpose of today's meeting was really to understand whether we had something special that we can jump into or not.
So it's really all cards on the table. Let's start working out what we're going to do to see whether it's got legs to go forward, potentially for the next 4 or 5 years or longer. So we're now starting a process which I think is going to be fantastic for the brand. The adrenaline is really pumping.
The Inspired by Life has definitely got a chance to live cross-category.
Yeah, you can't pigeonhole yourselves anymore by proposition. It's got to work everywhere, for everything. And I think what you were talking about longevity.
But it needs to sit under the brand header of hi-tec. Hi-tec's the hero, and this line could bring the whole thing together.
I think you're right. We talk about what's inside counts. You could see an execution for that, but Inspired by Life, creatively, it feels like it could be the glue for everything you do, for the franchises, for a lot of stuff.
Well, it could be the whole ideology of the business from start to finish.
It feels really right for them. I mean, it works really well. You know, actually, they have got this great history. They have got these brilliant technologies, and they do seem to be a really honest, real brand. So for me, it feels like it's the beginnings of a really good manifestation of what they already are, and kind of but where they could go as well.
So we've got to, right here, right now, decide how we're going to attack this.
Because this is going to be such a big change, we need to make sure that we engender trust and input actually from people around the world.
We've literally got to go from A to Z, so that when we launch it properly, confidently, everybody understands it.
We should probably set ourselves a few key milestone meetings. And then what's happened is we've come up with an idea, and actually what we're doing is retrospectively going to test it to see whether it's appropriate. We'll feel it is, and that is sometimes how it works in the creative process. So now we've got to actually do our due diligence and make sure that we test it with consumers around the world.
We've been around since 1974 and done a great job, but I personally believe that we've got a lot more that we can achieve, and I think the team is ready. I believe we can do it.
So we've done V-Light, we've done Iron Mask, and now it's all about Inspired by Life. And I think what we need to do today is just really, really loosely start talking about how we think Inspired by Life is relevant to hi-tec. And so what is it that we think makes hi-tec different from all of its competitors around the world?
It's the heritage of the people behind the brand. The fact that they're so passionate about it and they put so much into what it is that the consumer wants.
It's got to have a human language.
Yes,
So it's almost like consumer testimonials. It's their thought, it's what they're doing in the shoe and the benefit for them.
For hi-tec is one of the biggest things they've done in the last 8 years. This is going to go global. I'm unbelievably excited about this, so let's do them and us proud.
We've taken the Inspired by Life proposition and we've broken that into 3 areas. Discovery, the technological innovations which hi-tec are quite famous for. Reality, saying that they're driven by real needs, so companies have got their feet on the ground, they understand their consumers' needs as well as their own. And the difference, this idea that hi-tec like to challenge the convention. We've started playing around with a few different design routes, different concepts, ways we can visually show that idea. We've tried a few, but the one that we like at the moment is the handwritten. What we think this does well is it shows the reality with the photographic imagery and then couples that with the doodles and the handwriting style, which kind of shows the thinking and the cerebral. So that's the discovery literally layered on top of the reality. This is actually my handwriting. It feels pretty cool that that could be my handwriting going on everything hi-tec do all over the world. The next steps then, we've got to start looking realistically at layout, so to kind of create a template where the logo is going to sit, how the strapline is going to work. In reality, we're going to be looking at all different kinds of applications. You know, there'll be billboards, there'll be shoe boxes, bits of POS in store and outside the store.
Morning, 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 morning. Hi. Remember Nick? Yes.
How do you? We have to have Frank here because he's the man behind the brand, and everything stems from Frank. He's great because he gives us enough license to push, but also he pushes back, and actually we strike an equilibrium, which is just right normally.
And this one is obviously now vastly improved as well. Right. I like this particular one where the shoe is the hero of the board. Look at this lovely sign here. Wonderful. I like a big shoe. A combination to kill for. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it.
Perhaps you get the message that I like a big shoe.
My job and Nick's job is to put forward solutions to the problems they have and then work with them to those guys to make them right. I've got to push back a bit and say, well, sometimes guys, you can't be so logo-centric, you've got to be a bit more brand, and yes, I understand you're going in lots of places, and we have to do something to make a brand step change, but at the same time, he's got to shift products.
We actually have got a really important thing to do today, which is show you the work that we've been doing. It basically needs the man behind the brand just to sense check that we're on the right path, really.
I'm so aware that we've got to keep this message simple. Whilst you guys may have been so close to it that you thought, oh yeah,
well, we
let's do
need
that, let's do that, let's do that. Let's add this, and
I think
I will preach the whole day that I'm here that it has to be kept simple.
Frank's absolutely right. There's a balance between on brand with the new message and very simple. I want to have a balance between that and not being the same as everybody else.
The client can be challenging, but ultimately the output is really, really rewarding.
Okay, you marketing guys, I better go back to selling shoes then. Leave you to it. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
We just had a really good meeting, so thank you for your work to date. However, we do have a little bit more development to do to the adcepts. Frank's feedback was logo needs to go much bigger and product needs to go much bigger.
What we need to do is have another look at the adcepts in their entirety with a less is more approach.
Yeah.
So imagine you hadn't looked at them, done any work on them, come at them sort of fresh and think, is there too much going on?
Yeah, right.
Because that was the feedback. And actually, when you look at this, there probably is too much going on. And Frank said, actually, this ad is stronger without that.
A little bit more work to do to the adcepts, but a lot of the rollout has been approved, such as the packaging, the POS, and other bits and pieces. We're
sort of 90% there. We've just got to get that last 10% right. I think we're on the cusp of developing one of the best campaigns ever.
Today is the exciting stage where we put creative to bed and then start the new chapter of hi-tec.
And that's when the real hard work starts and we move on to South Africa and show our audience and really start to get this rolling.
We talk often about breakthrough product. This is our breakthrough proposition. This is the platform on which we build everything else for hi-tec going forward.
Okay guys, after what, almost 18 months, 2 years, I think we finally cracked it from the last meeting. We've made all the tweaks. We're a few days away from South Africa. We're there. Unless Duncan, you've got anything else to add, I think it's pretty much round of applause, job done.
Brilliant. Well done, guys.